security now. You can't leave your cell.
No, sir.
You don't get any exercise.
No, sir.
Don't see the outside world.
No, sir.
Don't see your fellow prisoners.
Once a week, shower day, come by the cell. Like old homecoming week.
You what?
It's like old homecoming week.
When they go marching by.
Yeah.
So what do you do to pass the time?
Oh, just sit around and read newspapers. So they give us reading material down there.
You think?
Oh, that's about it. Yeah, a lot of times.
What do you think about?
It's about every category you can name, one time or another.
You lonely?
Sure. Be crazy not to say I wasn't lonely.
You angry?
I stay mad.
What was your charge against you that brought you here?
Armed robbery, St. Louis, Missouri.
First offense?
No, I've been other places.
You think you're a dangerous man?
Oh, I guess, yeah. On the street. Never did nothing right out there.
Where did it all begin?
If I did my answers, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
When did it all begin?
I don't know. As far back as I remember, I've been locked up all my life.
Started as a kid?
Yeah. Went to Boys Town, Nebraska. And from there, just wild.
That most of your life in jail?
All of it.
You think you'll spend the rest of your life in jail?
Not a doubt in my mind about it. Just no sense, trying to kid myself. Accept reality for what it is. Right now, I got 85 years waiting on me in Minnesota. When I finish this rap here, got to go back up there and finish 85 years. Very unlikely I'll be released.
You ever use your weapons in armed robbery?
Oh, sure. We're forced into it.
What way did you use them?
Shoot people. I mean, I figure like, you walk in with a gun in your hand, the guy's committing suicide, to not acknowledge what it is. I've had people run at me about every kind of weaponing thing. I had people throw pitchers of beer at me, things like this, start screaming, "Get out of here, punk." I mean, what are you going to do, The whole object of armed robbery is to pull the job and get away, You're not going to jeopardize that. You pick that gun up, you got to, what I mean. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, tell you like it is. I mean, it sounds pretty tragic, the truth, but it's the way it is.
So you've had to shoot people?
Yeah, I've been forced. They forced me to. By their own ignorance. Maybe I was just a weapon that came along for their release, they probably wanting some way out or something. Who knows what goes through people's minds.
You think they're committing suicide when they run at you?
Well, I've looked at it pretty close. I've had enough time. I've analyzed it, I just can't. I mean, would you come running at me to try to subdue me if I had a loaded gun pointed at you?
Word, no.
Well, you figure it.
How do you feel about the people you robbed? Do you have any attitude toward them?
No, I don't try to have any, personal feelings toward it. It's cold, I mean.
Do you ever have the feeling that what you do is morally wrong?
Oh, sure it is. Definitely it's wrong. Not that stupid, I know right from wrong.
What do you think lies behind your being in this place?
Got off to a wrong start. A young kid, I come in here when I was 19. I've been here 16 years.
16?
Mm-hmm.
Robbery with
a gun. Then murder after I got here.
And murder after you got here?
Yes, sir.
Whom did you murder?
I was convicted of murdering an inmate.
So what kind of a sentence do you have now?
Life.
And what does that mean in practical terms?
Forever.
Means forever?
My case, forever.
You're sure of that?
From every indication you get from the authority, yes.
right, what does life look like to you now?
Very dark.
No ray of light.
No, I wouldn't say there was, no.
You get mad, angry, this?
No, you don't get mad. You just more or less take it as just one of these things and go on.
Yeah, but one of those things in one life is more than too much.
There's a lot of difference, but in a place like this, your mind gets stagnated. You more or less, you just figure, well, I got it to do, I got to do it, so do it.
It's kind of hard to figure how a guy who, on the surface, is so amiable could get into such a fix as you're in.
Oh, well, my amiability has become, in the past 5-6 years. When I came in, I was pretty tough. Pretty ornery.
You were tough and ornery.
Yes.
Were you also mean?
Yes, very mean. I was young, wild, just didn't care.
Checks. That's my greatest trouble. Writing checks.
It's your weakness.
Yes, sir. That's all I've ever been in penitentiary for, is writing checks.
Do you find that people are gullible?
Yes, they are, sir.
How do you account for that?
I don't know. I can cash a check most any place where anybody else couldn't, and they just cash it. And if I'm short of money or depressed or want a drink and don't have any money or need something I have to buy in material or anything in my word, if I don't have the money, I buy it.
Well, now, when this happens, don't you know in your heart of hearts that you're going to get caught?
So this is hard to explain, but you know, it never crosses my mind. I never think about it. The trouble, you know, I never think about that till I get in jail, and then I think about it. It don't worry me. I know it's wrong, sure, but I do it anyway. Of course, I try not to get caught and hope I don't get caught. But
Well, the way you talk, why, it's just going to be a revolving door, isn't it?
well, it looks that way. But there's got to be a stopping point somewhere, and I think it's up to me to stop it.
I really don't know what made me go wrong, except I started out when I was a kid, stealing little things, and then I progressed, and when they put me in a federal correctional institution, it was the nearest thing, if not a penitentiary. It was the nearest thing to a penitentiary. There were adults in there, and I had to fight my way through it, and I got beat up many, many times, very badly. I didn't know anything really about crime until I went there, and they schooled me. And when I came out, instead of stealing a car or a bicycle or what have you, I was ready for the gun. They taught me that there's only one way to go, and that's with a gun. That's where the money is. So when I came out, I picked up a gun, and I've been in and out. Well, I've been out 3 times in my entire life since I started, and I first fell when I was 14.
How old are you now?
I'm 32. And look 52.